Hey, happy Monday. It's your boy Carlos.
Is that the chopped remix?
Yeah, that's what happens when your internet goes crazy for a second. It's Carlos, and welcome to Midway. And this evening we're going to be catching up with a friend of ours. We might not be saying much of anything, so if we don't, we apologize. But you guys, welcome. Mood Swangz. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So welcome to Midway Radio. It's a lot like Crayola, but instead of crayons, we have DJs. DJs like DJ Sean Doe.
I'm totally amazed how you do this every week, bro. Like this is really good. I look forward to seeing what we're hearing what you say. Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you guys.
And unlike Crayola, we have a director. Director Ryan Brockmeyer.
Why am I unlike Crayola?
Because you are a director and Crayola makes crayons. And you have no color.
Okay. Okay, that I can.
I was gonna keep going until you said something. I was like, okay, we're gonna go down there. Okay, cool.
I just figured you were gonna immediately go down there, so it's all right.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was gonna keep it clean, family oriented, and such. But I figured you guys were waiting for a punchline, so I gave you one. Hey, Mood Swangz is here.
Hi, I'm another white guy. How's everybody doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Do we have any updates for?
Any updates? No. You can catch Sean Doe and myself at Columbia College on Wednesday.
What? Doing what?
We are going to be speaking to the amazing Amina and her class at Columbia, as we do every quarter. We help kick off her Chicago hip hop segment of the class.
Dope.
That goes for a few weeks. So, yeah,
that's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
it's always pretty cool.
That's pretty crazy that hip hop is actually making its way into the classroom.
Yeah, I think it was just last year was when it was official that now Columbia has a minor in hip hop. You can actually get a degree in hip hop.
Crazy.
Yeah, Risky and I and Sean Doe were part of that committee to kind of help flush out some of the ideas for what that program and stuff like that should be. So it was cool.
Dude, I could have just gone to school for this shit. Like, you're making me feel really, really fucking bad right now. Okay, this is how it makes me feel. When we used to skate when we were kids, we had no skate parks. So I got like beat up by police, beat up by other kids, like fucking skating around, doing all sorts of crazy shit, you know? Like back when punk rock was called, "Hey faggot," you know, like it was that kind of shit. So now the kids have skate parks and everything, and they're fucking amazing because they've been provided the tools.
Yeah.
Right? So now like you take a guy like an MC Juice, right? Who never had a degree formally in hip hop. And now you can put the kids into a fucking classroom and teach them about MC Juice and maybe possibly even the experiences of that dude. What if he brought in to speak to everybody? Now they learn firsthand basis what he's doing. Dude, you're creating fucking hip hop super soldiers, man.
Right.
They get all the good shit. Like they get everything funneled right into them. The do's and don'ts.
Speaking of skate park, I was at a documentary conference on Saturday, sponsored by Doc Chicago and a couple other people at Chicago Filmmakers, which is a really, really dope spot. But I always forget the last name. Nick Numberdor, I believe. He is and I think he teaches at Columbia as well, but he did a documentary called The Skate Park, Concrete Dreams. It was on building a skate park out in Villa Park.
Yeah. Was that the one that they did? They started, I used to skate at the Villa Park one in the tennis courts in like 96. They had a Bower box and they had a rail in the ground and a quarter pipe. And I still have pictures. Man, Mike Herboff, his other friend, I think his name was CJ. These dudes used to run a punk rock venue in the suburbs called Hangar 18 when we were in high school, and they used to have all sorts of punk shows there. Man, dude.
That I'm not familiar with.
I don't know, man. I'm like only 35, but wait, like, I don't know, dude. Shit, I don't know, man. Okay, those times were great. Like all that stuff, dude. I remember seeing Vile around skating and shit. Like,
Vile.
People from that.
Yeah, yeah, man. I haven't seen Vile in a long time.
He keeps up with us pretty heavy. Yeah. So big ups to Vile. When he comes home, we got to get that interview because
yeah, boy,
he's definitely very important to us.
Yeah, I like that dude. Yeah. He's fucking cool as hell. I remember him doing shows at like the Fireside and shit in like 05, maybe even around that time somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe 04, 05.
Yeah, right around there. Because I know he had a song or two featured on the short-lived series that Risky and I were putting out for the Chicago mixtapes. Yeah, we had Vile on there.
Fuck.
Anyway,
we got cool rappers here, man. I remember doing house parties, like loft parties on the South Side with like K to I, all sorts of like other rappers, like coming through. And there was one loft that was like dope as hell. They had like big draw curtains and shit. And I remember I had a picture of me like rocking a mic on. I had an Exit hat on and like a Misfit shirt or something. Like, I don't know. I was like 2 people lighter and shit.
That was back before you were so clean cut.
I ate so many hamburgers since then. Tons. Fuck a vegan.
So were you when you were young and you were coming up and just getting into music and stuff, were you into punk rock and stuff like that?
I was gonna say something about that actually. Like that line that I just said, like fuck a vegan. That's Ice-T, like the other year, like maybe a year or 2 ago, he and Body Count did like the Suicidal Tendencies fucking what was it? Like the Institutionalized.
Yep.
And he was like snapping on it. He's like, fuck a vegan. And I love Ice-T. I saw him live. I remember seeing him at Warped Tour and Eminem was on the backstage, like Tinley Park. I was there for that, and Eminem had like the blow up what was it? It was like a blow up mummy, like from his record.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like this and everything. And then saw Black Eyed Peas before Fergie over there on a side stage. That was super cool.
Black Eyed Peas were real dope before Fergie.
They did that other joint they came out with that was like really dope.
Yeah.
They had really dope shit. Yeah, no, I was going to punk shows first. Probably in the Chicago scene especially, so I have a lot of ties to that still. Like a lot of places where I go, like I'll go to Cobra Lounge or like other spots in Chicago, and people know me as Moods. Hey, what's up, Swangz? How's it going? Da, 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 da. And they know what I do. But a lot more of those people come to my shows and stuff than like even hip hop heads usually. You know, you'll see like people I know through the city or whatever popping through. And that's especially like we're doing those shows at Brower House in the suburbs because I grew up on punk rock and metal. And then I started working at that bar in the suburbs off Wolf Road and 290 in Hillside. And that place ended up going down. old building fire, and then they started another club later on called the Buzz Bomb. It used to be the landing strip on the south side, and then they changed it to the Buzz Bomb. So if you look at it, he's no longer, the owner's not there anymore, but that sign still looks like all punk rock. Like I met like Doyle from the fucking Misfits and shit there. He was with his wife, and they came through and did a show. Smoking Pulps did a show there. Then he opened up this bigger venue in Lombard, and then put that together, Steve over at Brower House. And I got to say, that guy's always had a lot of faith in me. He even came to the Rhyme Spitter stuff. He brought people out to come see me at Rhyme Spitters when I first competed at that. And to this day, he's still booking me. Like he's an old friend, but you know, when it comes to business, I mean, dude, he's booking. I just saw George Clinton like a couple months ago, and I get to rock that stage now this weekend.
Nice.
Whoa.
How you just mentioned about Rhyme Spitters? What was that, and how did you get involved with Rhyme Spitters?
You know what? I actually have the record here. So,
that is it. Is it the one with the?
Yes,
like, I did not hear.
It's the homoerotic cover. We're gonna get into the real. This is the gayest shit I ever seen. It was so bad. Shout out to Rich Sang at Rhyme Spitters. He put together a competition that highlighted all of us. It was edited poorly, and this was put out, but we appreciate the opportunity because it gave me the chance to have to do a song on the record.
Yeah.
So my name got misspelled and crammed together, but the only thing that I love about it is that my homeboy Alpha Male, shout out Alpha Male, I love you, Donzo, you're my guy. Fucking, we got to do a song on it, and we called it Turd Slaw Slurpee.
Ew.
And
that's a mood swing thing.
That's what you get. It's right there. That's what you get when you don't allow us our own space to do our own joints on a record. Learn, live, and let learn. I still love you, Rich Sang, but god damn it, you fucked with me like crazy on that one. I love that opportunity though. I got a lot of battles off of that thing because people were like, "Man, you look dope," but we wanted to see like what you could do later.
How many? Like, what was a battle like for?
Okay, so the way that they did it was they brought a whole bunch of people that were reputable from the scene that knew what they were talking about, MCs, right? And they brought them in as judges, and then they put out an open invite, and then they put everybody in pockets in Wicker Park. You were all assigned wristbands and shit. Mm-hmm. This is where it was very dope. This was a very dope part of the idea, and it worked well. I thought this was sick because they would just clip bands to get rid of you, right? Okay? And it came through, and it was really the fucking only honest time I've ever seen judging or anything. Like, it was the most, what's the word? Most organic shit that I've ever seen in music going down. Like, this was insane. Yeah. It was so fun. Then it got hairy. Then it went to the double door. So then you have the guys that were chosen. You had like your bottom 16, and then you had like your top 16. So you had your top seeded battle rappers that were already chosen to be in the competition. Dude, they put me up against D.A. Smart.
Oh.
Bro, like, for real?
So like, go ahead, clip his wristband.
Well,
he was like, clip my wristband.
No, I fucking beat DA.
Nice.
But, I beat him that night. Ange 13 was on the panel. I forget who else. There were a lot of people on that. And he was not happy about that. And I gotta say, like, I don't know, fucking that whole night was crazy. Like, people,
was this when you battled DA, was it the judges? Or was it the crowd participation? Because I know
I think, dude, I just fucking murdered it. Like, I was on shit that night. I was really doing well. I got to like the quarterfinals or something out of like hundreds of people. And then I lost, dude. I lost to fucking Josh Safe. In the crowd, they edited this shit out, but the crowd cheered more for him when I told him that he looked like he got his hair cut with a butter knife in a toilet bowl. And he was like, your hair looks like it got cut in a toilet bowl. And
That's awesome,
man. I was like, I'm all sunburned. I looked like a fucking lobster and shit when I got home. That was crazy. I don't know, dude. Okay, look.
Big up to Josh Safe, by the way. He's going to be on our show in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Okay.
So
we're gonna follow up this story.
That's right.
With him.
That's what we're gonna do.
You're having you said on? You're having him on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, his reaction was to go outside and rap like really mad. He was super pissed, and he called me corny or something. You got to watch the DVD, dude. They milked it for everything it was worth. I was a lot younger. That's what, like 12 years ago.
Do you have the DVD?
It's out there somewhere, bro. I bet you can find it on YouPorn. Get the fuck out of here with a cover like that. What would you expect?
Oh,
dude?
yeah.
It's on Grindr. This doesn't have its own account on Grindr. What the
It's the worst cover ever, bro. Like when we saw it, who directed him to
let's
do
just be
this?
totally honest. Without that competition, we wouldn't fucking. There a lot of opportunities came out of that fucking battle.
Yeah,
you
a
know?
lot of friends were made. I really liked how organic, like how you were saying the first battle was in the parks, like how organic that was, and it get like I would see like G2 the Juggernaut versus some unknown, and this unknown gets crushed, but he's gained the respect of his peers just in those ciphers. So yeah, there were some good things that came out of Ryan Spitters.
There were some very good things, and like,
but that cover wasn't one of them.
I'm just gonna stay on the subject for a little bit because I want to clarify that like fucking DA is a huge influence of mine too. So, you know, I felt like, man, dude, being that I was a fucking huge fan of him,
yeah,
and then battling him, the way that they portrayed it in the DVD was like he was pissed off and talking shit afterwards. Bitch ass MCs. I never lost to bitch ass MCs and shit like that. And that shit'll irk you for the rest of your fucking life. If you're a battle rapper, it'll always stick in your side that you never got recognition for it from the person. But you know, dude is fucking. I remember playing his fucking records like right out of high school, like in high school, right out of high school. Fucking he and EC Illa and like all dude, just phenomenal fucking records.
So what are you thinking right before you go up against somebody you really respect?
I was fucking scared out of my fucking shorts at that shit, dude. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this guy?
Yeah.
Like, you know? Yeah. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like, you've been listening to this person's records forever, and then you get put up against them, and you're looking at the roster like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And then you're just doing whatever you can to fucking claw and scrape to survive through that shit and get your hand raised at the end. You know, it just went my way that night. It could have gone his way had it been a different crowd. He did fucking great.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I slaughtered his ass, dude. It's fucking DA Smart.
Right.
Motherfucker's a beast. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, like, shit.
So what was that transition though? Because like going from punk and stuff like that, like, and I'm only assuming that your parents are like, oh, okay, well, the music is kind of loud, but you know, it makes sense,
dude. Like, you gotta understand, my grandfather after World War II, he had a friend. He made a friend in World War II that ended up being a music critic for the Boston Globe, and like brought our family records and shit like by the boatload, right? So growing up, I lived with my grandparents a lot. We moved around like crazy, dude. It's one of the hardest things. Like, people ask me, they're like, well, how was it for you growing up? And I'm like, well, you know, my grandfather built a home in Elmhurst and my aunts and uncles lived out there. And then my mom tried to put us in those schools and shit, but I went to like 5 different high schools. So we were always driving from the city to the burbs and this and that. And like, you know, 1-bedroom apartment with like 6 people living in it and shit, like trying to make way. So it wasn't like I was a typical suburban kid, but I kind of chameleon in where I wanted to. And I just picked shit up like along the way. So I started hustling really early, started listening to hip hop because I was listening to the Judgment Day soundtrack or Judgment Night soundtrack with like House of Pain on it, and like, you know, Biohazard and Onyx. And like by the time Limp Bizkit came out and stuff, I was like, dude, that's not rock rap. Like that is not rock rap. The Mash Out Posse record, the MOP did, that is rock rap. This other stuff is not. So like when you started hearing stuff like that, I started listening to Anthrax, and then the Anthrax Public Enemy. I was listening to the thrash metal, and like you could see the decks on the wall. My bros, like my brothers, we were all skateboarders when we were really little. Like the picture I buried with my grandmother was us in Reese Park with like Arnadas decks, like 8 years old, like out there skating and stuff. So shout out the Brickyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just the punk scene in Chicago is dope. Like, and especially when I was young, I caught like the tail end of it. But I've been able to see Naked Ray Gun and all these other like really great groups from here, the Effigies and all that stuff. But you know, I even have this dude like so the bar burned down, right? That I worked at, the one in Hillside. And right here I have a piece of history for you guys. I didn't even notice I have this sitting right next to me. What a coincidence. Didn't even know. So they did a flyer, right? This is super dope. They did a poster for the show. This was the last show that was supposed to be at that bar. So we're talking about a small bar in the suburbs in 2008-ish. This is an ink print, like the ones that they do. Okay, so this says a Brower House production at the top. And it's the Dwarves. If you know anything about punk rock, you know the Dwarves. So it's the Dwarves, Maggot Twat, Knuckle Dragger, and Audio Violet. So it's like a few locals. Maggot Twat is dope. They used to have like robots on stage doing their instruments and stuff. It was like funny as hell. But then like the Dwarves are a huge punk rock band, and then you can see like the flames underneath it and stuff. Yeah. And then the show was actually held on let's see if you guys can see this. I'll try to pull it up. It's at Double Door.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So that was like the last show from their Brower House production. Steve's an old school punk rocker from the city. And, you know, all those guys stick together. Those dudes, you know, Liars Club, Exit, fucking Cobra Lounge. It's a really tight-knit community, and it's very expansive. That's why I always tell people Chicago is the biggest little city you'll ever live in, because like you're so connected if you're into that kind of stuff. The messages and things were the same. I just was like really marginalized as a young kid, you know? So that kind of got me with like racism issues. That was always hard for me to understand, because my personal issues, right, like what I've had in my life, are not of white privilege like you would think, right? You have to think of it in the other way of like, all right, if I get pulled over by a police officer, his initial shit is probably going to be easier on me, right? He's going to play that card on me and all that shit. But if I sat down to dinner because I wanted to date his daughter, and he started going into like who my family is or where I'm from or this or that, he might not be so accepting of me, you know? So I was just kind of like rejected all the time wherever I was, and like had abandonment issues and things like that. So I always thought like it was hard for me to kind of deal with those kind of topics because I didn't quite understand it. You know, it's just like when you're white trash, you know, like people call you white trash and shit. Like you feel that way, even though your core values, they don't know. Like my core values are really solid. I have a lot of integrity, and, you know, I'm trustworthy, and I'm responsible, you know, dedicated. I know my core values.
Tell us what is one of your biggest flaws? He's like straight up doing a job interview right now. I work really hard, sometimes too hard.
No, my flaws would be like fucking, this is like fucking therapy and shit, dude. I've been through that shit, so I know what's up. Punctuality. I have a huge flaw with punctuality.
I can see that.
I've been rapping for fucking 12 years. No, I don't know. How long have I been rapping? 16, 15, fucking no, 20. Okay, I've been rapping 20 years and I don't have a fucking record out. So my timing is terrible. I'm just working on my weight issues now. So I'm getting thinner. Look at me. Woo!
Look at that.
Getting my
Take it off. Take it off.
Don't do that.
He
Fucking
said-
man.
He's
Are we
crazy.
gonna
said,
get-
"Don't do that."
Fucking nipple? Fuck. Are we gonna do it? Oh, it's happening. Ah! Ah, where is it? Oh, there it is.
See, there, Carlos, that's all you.
And
Yep,
that's
yep.
why
Yep, yep.
we
fucked
just
up,
got kicked off of YouTube. See you guys on Vimeo.
So no, dude, like you have to understand what your core values are to keep you in line. Like integrity is living by that shit. So if you say like, hey man, I'm a trustworthy guy and this and that, like you have to live by that shit. That's a lot of weight. A lot of people can't fucking carry that kind of shit.
Yep,
No doubt.
that's true.
Speaking of punk rock and Naked Ray Gun and other things, I don't know if you guys saw, but WBEZ put out a thing. Was it today or over the weekend? It was their over the weekend. So they put out your guide to Chicago music history's greatest hits.
Oh wow.
Which
I need to
you're
see
always going to piss a lot of people off when you do what you think are greatest hits on things.
Yeah.
We don't need to get super deep into these. They had a couple different people writing these lists. Like Greg Kot wrote the hip hop list. So they had all these top 10 Chicago, like the top 10 Chicago blues tracks, right? Top 10 Chicago country and folk tracks, gospel tracks, hip hop tracks, jazz tracks, Latin, polka, rock,
Yeah, boy.
soul, and that's where they ended. No house,
Wow.
no top 10 house,
Oh, yeah,
and no top 10 of punk. They added punk into the rock. So they had
Right.
Home of the Brave from Naked Ray Gun in the top 10 rock tracks.
I've got a couple here that I like over the years. My stack's too heavy to even lean up here. This is one that a friend of mine gave him to me years back, an old friend, and then we stopped being friends. And so I sold them because they made me sick to look at them. And then I went out and bought my own because the record was dope. That's how fucking crazy I am. I went and got this one again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Halloween 7-inch, which is fucking dope.
Yes.
It has a cover, has some Misfit stuff on it on the back.
Indeed.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, that one's dope. What else? Oh, here's the Viva Chicago. This was one gift from my brother to me. This has the Boll Weevils and 88 Fingers Louie. Naked Ray Guns, I Lied in the Effigy's body bag. Yeah, this is fucking dope, dude. So, Viva Chicago. That one's another dope.
Hey.
This is another great one. This is Apocalypse Hoboken and Sidekick Kato. Right there. This is a fucking great one. Look at that picture. Look at how fucking awesome these guys are to do that for their fans.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I love that as a kid. And then the back looks like the fireside. And there's like a punk and a fucking, yeah, they're all like fucked up drunk over there. Yeah, the Sidekick Kato dude. All right. And then this one's my favorite. I went and bought this. My brothers had it when I was a kid. I wanted my own copy. It was hard as fuck to get. This is from '92, the Apocalypse Hoboken one with Brett, Couple Life, and Big Guy on. What else? Dick Records.
Jesus.
They just did 3 days at Chop Shop last year in the summer and sold it out pretty much. I don't know. We went for the final one. It was like 88 Fingers Louie, Apocalypse Hoboken, and the Boll Weevils, I think, was the lineup. And then this is my Smoking Popes Alkaline Trio, where they cover each other, signed by Josh Caterer from the Smoking Popes.
Nice.
Dope. Yeah, it's a fucking
Whiskey
good
would have loved to have been on this show.
one.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
here's
kind of
one.
a good thing that he's not, though, because
Here's
there's
one of my
only so
favorite
much show and tell
songs.
we can handle.
What is it? 20 Moods of the Vindictives.
Look at
That's another top one. And then
fucking guy.
check out that shit. All right, that one's fucking great. If you guys don't have that, get it. What else? Can't forget the Blues Brothers.
That's real Chicago. Gang.
Gotta love that shit. Another Boll Weevils one signed by everybody. The History of the Boll Weevils Part 2.
Well, there's always been a kinship between hip hop and punk, and especially in Chicago.
Absolutely.
And it's fun, like Naked Ray Gun, you know, is Chicago as it gets, and it's like Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. It's I think it's like his favorite band or one of his biggest influences.
Absolutely.
He always says is Naked Ray Gun. But we're trying to talk to, and that's why we need Risky on this show, because my memory is fading the older that I get, and his is not. But I've heard if we're trying to talk to John Haggerty
okay,
from the Ray Guns, or if it's Jeff. We're trying to talk to one of them because they actually helped recorded some early Stony Island stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeff is a really nice dude. I've had the fortunate pleasure of meeting him a few times when I worked the door for The Bomb, was one of his groups. And then he's just a pleasure to be around. Those guys are fucking phenomenal.
Do you remember which one it is, though?
No, I don't. I don't.
Yeah. I feel bad. Anyway, but I think when we interviewed Stoney, they were saying how they recorded, I don't know, like an EP with them for like $200 or some shit. Like they charged them like nothing to do that back in the day. So anyway,
that's awesome. Yeah, so there's always been a good, like, you got to understand, like, anybody who feels, I don't know, man, the industry has sucked the essence out of hip hop on a whole, where you look at it and it's like, I try to tell kids, like, you can't take a certain type of music and change the BPM of it and like switch it all around and call it something. Like you can't take jazz and change it so drastically and call it something else, or call it jazz. I mean,
right.
Rather, you can't call it jazz. So like, if you look at hip hop as a genre and then put it like digitally, like up on your little iTunes thing, right? And then you go, oh, it looks just like a fucking YouTube subscription. I'm going to subscribe to hip hop. It's like it already exists and it already has a ton of subscribers. So you just your shit and planted it on this shit. And now their PR is training these kids to go into interviews, and they're going like, Lil Uzi Vert's like, I'm a rock star. I'm not a rapper. I don't freestyle, whatever. Okay, if you're such a fucking rock star, go put rock and roll on that shit, because it's not hip hop. Otherwise, start acting fucking accordingly. Like, it blows my mind, because the punk rock thing, especially what related to the metal and everything, is the timing signatures are similar. If you slow it down, the way the drums go and shit like that, you could pick it apart. The basic essence is there of like just very basic music. Like like if you look hip hop, like sampling shit, like rock and all this stuff, it's pieces of that shit put together. So you're gonna get that from it. And then because you get those that audio from it, like you're getting all those sounds, they trigger feelings and emotions. And you make a song about that. And that's why it came out good. And it's like, now they're just doing all sorts of shit. And it's like, I thought hip hop was supposed to be everybody's different. Like you try to do your own style.
Right.
You know, like everybody's doing the same fucking shit. And I'm like, dude, it's just not. It's not hip hop. I was talking to a girl the other day. I was able to introduce her to Rakim, and we listened to the 18th Letter like all the way through, and like a bunch of the old Eric B shit. And she was like, fucking mind blown.
So,
I was like,
how was the conversation like? Like, why did you introduce Rakim to her? Did she feel like she knew what hip hop was? You were like, yo, this is. Go ahead.
She likes J. Cole and shit like that.
Right.
So I was like, all right, we got your foot in the door.
Yep.
So we're gonna go from there, and we're gonna go down the rabbit hole into rap. And we hit.
You took us straight to God.
What's that?
You took us straight to God. You was just like,
I'm gonna just like, okay, now that you're stupid.
you got J. Cole down. I'm just gonna lay you in front of God. Wow.
She's laying there, her nose is bleeding.
You remember what it was like the first time you heard Rakim?
The rhythm hit me. Oh.
You remember the first time you heard Rakim though?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I felt the same way, similarly, the first time I heard Akbar.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wouldn't, yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah.
Big up Akbar.
Uh-huh.
Bar.
Yeah. Big up Ak.
Akbar on the show.
Very dope. Super dope.
We need to we need to get him. We need to get Mental Giants. We need to get both him and Peely on the show together.
I'll get to work on this. This will be the next booking.
So yeah, I've never been able to witness somebody firsthand hearing Rakim for the first time. Like everywhere my path took me, people were already on that shit. To be able to present it to a 19-year-old and have them go like, dude, where is this? Where can I get more of this? Da 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 da. And I'm like, dude, you like Eminem so much. He has a fucking track on the 8 Mile soundtrack. Like,
yeah, but it's really crazy how, kids can get a hold of, like, when we were young and we were listening to Rakim, Heavy D, Tribe, Cypress. When we were listening to that Public Enemy, when we were listening to that stuff, we were just like, oh, we need to find more of this stuff. Oh, listen to the samples. Where did this sample come from? Oh, now I'm listening to all these jazz tracks or all these soul or disco joints. And it was just a natural progression for us to want to learn every aspect about the music.
Yep.
These kids, like, it's like, and I'm not going to say that these kids don't want to, because I think where they are right now is creating for themselves. Like, it's not about sampling for them, because, the sample laws, I try to tell people all the time, I think sampling is probably one of the elements that that killed hip hop. Or basically sampling, people coming for their money for sampling.
Yeah, people coming for their money for it.
Right. Not sampling, not the art of sampling, but people,
which is,
give me that. You sample from my album. Give me money from that. Not understanding that their album sales go up when we finally realize, oh, that's Bob James. Yeah. Oh, I'm about to buy these Bob, or that's a jazz, John Coltrane. So
I definitely go back and forth on that kind of stuff, and it's like, it's like, they should be paid for using their work. I get that. I totally get that. But I'm sorry, there's a whole fucking generation of hip hop artists and fans who breathed complete new life into hundreds of artists.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the 80s into the 90s with the stuff that they sampled. Because like you said, that's all that we were doing was fucking digging to see who sampled what and who grabbed what and who like that's like we just went down that hole. Like you said.
I have an interesting way of doing it. Like, I've started to not use samples on a lot of my songs, and I had to see, I got to grow up and do hip hop around really good producers. I'm sorry. So now I know how to make beats. That sucks for you guys that don't know how to do it. I got to be around fucking Earmint, shout out to
Earmint is dope.
Yeah.
I got to see him again this year. We're both Latvian. So I'm Latvian and German. He's more Latvian than me. And I guess Rich Jones is Latvian also. So shout out Rich Jones. Love that dude's music. Nice. Rich Jones, solid guy. Like Rich Jones a lot.
Big up Rich.
I believe it was his birthday yesterday too. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rich Jones.
Yeah. And, Pisces. Yeah.
So I started like, okay, EC, we'll talk about the EC joint. I had a release on the EC Illa headshots or guest spots and headshots. Is that what it's called? I got, he's so lyrical that EC Illa, his tongue twisters get me even on his releases that involve me. Dude, EC is one of my huge influences, by the way. So to be able to do a track with him was like fucking mind blowing.
Hey, shout out to EC.
Headshots and guest spots. Shout out EC Illa.
Go back. I forget the number, but episode just it's out there.
I watched.
EC, I see you, brother.
He gave me a sample. He made a beat. It was on 2-track. And then this was before he was doing like fresh new recordings for everybody. I think Matlock had a couple recordings from him, but I don't, like before the Vic Spencer, before all that stuff, before he did that and put new verses out, he gave me a verse. So like we worked it, we trimmed it up, put it very nicely on the beat that he made, and then I kind of traced over it, and then made it bigger, and then had a live guitarist coming in and doing the parts and giving it more like of a build up, and then laid the hook on it, threw a verse on it, and then Matlock threw a verse on it, and that's on that record. You can cop that. It's also released on Amazon streaming. I saw it, so it's probably everywhere streaming that you can get it, but Estilla headshots and guest spots. And that was, dude, I'm like emotional about that shit, man. I'm like,
go ahead and cry. Just keep your shirt on.
Dude, the first shit that I got from him was bootleg and made me want to go buy that shit.
Nice.
And when you have to go to the tip to get it, and then, it's like you're going in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like, oh no. Yeah, I don't know, dude. That guy's fucking nasty. He's still on.
A lot of people look up to him in the city and outside of the city, as they should.
As they should. Yeah.
Super nasty, man. We were blessed to have a lot of really dope MCs out of Chicago to follow after them. I was listening to Profound. That's another one. I was listening to Profound, heavy. And I remember when he was doing the GCI drops, when he was doing all that stuff, and we were getting them, and we were like, oh, shit. Oh, man, now I got to get a Cannabis beat. Now I got to get that Bad Boy for Life beat. I got to snap. I got to write bars. I got to tighten them up and make punchlines and do all that. And like, yeah.
Shout out to Profound and Jam, by the way.
Speaking of punchlines, you were a part of an album that was pretty dope. You and a bunch of other killer ass MCs. The name of the album I think was called Draft Nuts.
Yeah, that was that was a good project, man. That was fun. We were all really young still.
Yeah.
2007, we started working on it.
2007. Who do we got in that? Verbal Kent, Kang, Rusty Chains, Roadblock, Doomsday, Altruisms.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Me, fucking E. Brown, Encyclopedia Brown. Shout out Encyclopedia Brown.
There was man. Like a bunch of Mad Libs and antics on that fucking album. Like just, rusty nail through your balls type shit. Like it was a really fucking awesome album, bro.
They had to bleep shit out on that album.
Really?
Yeah, I give you guys scoops. What do you want to know?
No, I'm just saying, like
when everybody was like, bro, you gotta go at him.
Oh, really?
Or we're talking shit. Oh yeah, back then it was like that. And I was getting mad because I was doing the battle shit and being good at it. This is where that comes in. You guys were like, how is the progression? All right, so we did my impression was always, before, when I first learned about MC battling, like really young, before I even started writing rhymes and shit, it was a way to be good at something, and I thought, oh, I'll be recognized doing this and people want to hear the music that I want to write. So if you look at my written battles and my songs, they're very similar. You look at a lot of like battlers and they make their music or whatever, and it's not at all. It doesn't sound anything like their shit. And the guys like were getting interviewed, like Quell was getting interviewed, a bunch of people from Chicago, and they were always talking about how Chicago was a rich and robust battle scene, like it was a used to. Like the paper in the like late 2000s, mid to late 2000s, sometimes we have articles and shit like that. So-and-so is on the cover with this microphone. And they did, and Chicago used to be a battle city. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I had my car stereo stolen last week because I got drunk and left my shit open while I was battling at Cherry Red. What the fuck are you talking about? It's over. And these guys are getting pulled in the newspaper because I'm out here fucking risking my ass every night and buying new stereos. What the fuck? And I was pissed about it. And so, like, when you're doing it all the time, and you're beating reputable people, like, all that kind of stuff, You know, shout out to Prime for never beating me in a battle. All that kind of shit. You got somebody's vote. Bro. Who's the rapper now? Who's the rapper now?
Oh man, I am for real gonna find the shots fired sound effect.
But anyway, I had a chip on my shoulder and it was exploited by Verbal Kent in the group. Like, dude, go and do it. And then I did it and then they bleeped it out. I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. I think it was a decision by possibly K Cruz not to allow it on the record that he was recording, but then I would have been like, dude, we're going somewhere else. You know, I don't ever do fuck that shit. I'm taking this shit elsewhere. But K Cruz is a very dope producer and a good dude and a great engineer too. So shout out to him for holding his ground and keeping his integrity, although maybe somebody else didn't. I did my work and Cruz did his. All you did was stir up shit, VK.
Ooh, whoa!
Sure.
More shots fired.
Come on, man.
For real, man. I need to find that.
I got to sit here and bullshit you guys for real.
No,
I know that you would never bullshit us. So
no, I'm not going to bullshit you guys.
No,
yeah, let's keep going. That album turned out fucking great, though.
Yeah, it's an amazing album.
Wherever Verbal Kent sells his shit, you can buy it. You can't get it from me. I might have like 3 copies of that shit left, but I'm sure he's making pennies off of it every year. But you can fucking download it. It's awesome. Everybody did killer. Fucking Altruisms did, and then we did a joint for him on Cluster Bombs. He dropped after that, which was fucking super dope.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Shout out Ari. Love Ari. Altruisms, you're the shit. I got no fucking bad feelings towards VK either. We were just working on an album at the time, and that's the way it went. But the other guys, E. Brown fucking murdered it. Kang killed shit. Rusty Chains was fucking nasty on that record. Yeah. They almost had me battle Rusty. That shit almost happened. I can't give you the bars, though, in case it ever happens, though. But y'all fucking die.
I really don't know another battle rap album that's better than that. Like, just with so many battle MCs doing their fucking thing. Like, can you tell me if there are any other albums?
I don't know, but they're not accomplished battle rappers necessarily.
Right.
You know, and Joe Budden's a fucking total queer, but that's beside the point.
That's fired again.
Dude, come on, bro.
And that's super toxic.
Would you say dumb shit? You keep your mouth shut. The guy's a fucking dummy.
Oh, okay. So let's move up in the years, bro. Yeah. You've been doing the battle rap thing for a long time. So how was the progression from the way battle rap was in the early, the late 90s, early 2000s to like right now, like the scene right now, because you've done a lot of stuff in this new rap scene. Or new battle rap scene.
Yeah, so. I actually have. I've got to battle Thesaurus again and redeem myself after battling in a Scribble Jam high on an eighth of mushrooms or quarter or whatever it was. Thanks for throwing me on stage against that monster. I love him. What a fucking awesome guy. I would say the battle scene changed from, it was like, the Juice era, where like it was unbelievable that a guy was doing that at that level back then, right? It was crazy. And then people still confuse, like, let's just use this for an example. Currently, like a Black Thought freestyle, 10 minutes on the radio, which is clearly memorized,
right,
and not improv, but a traditional freestyle, totally respectable, flawless. People won't give Juice the credit for coming off the top of the dome like that. Mm-hmm. Line them up right next to the general public. Talking people, not hip hop heads, people. Hip hop heads who know the difference. Okay, when we came up, if you were battling freestyle, there was just, you weren't going to be better than Juice. You were, if you tried really hard, you'd probably be better than Super Nat. You could pull like a rabbit out of a hat and talk shit in front of a bunch of people on stage and win a battle. You lost. You know, but you weren't going to be better than Juice. That's it. Juice was just fucking god of that shit. So then you had like Scribble Jam and, you know, Brainstorm and like all these fucking battles and shit. And it was like, if you were a top seeded dude in your city, you were going around and battling in like different places. It was kind of like pro wrestling was in the early days, where you'd go from town to town and do your show, you know, and you leave unhappy and drunk and broke and shit. And like, so we were doing that kind of stuff all the time. And then, you know, I'd say around like 2004, it became noticeable. The guys that were good at freestyling would carry in their punchlines. So, like, because you knew everybody that was going to be there essentially. So you would have your like killer stuff, your killer material. And then after that, it just became a lot of premeditated competition. It was oversaturated. And then you had like the crumble of Scribble Jam, where like corporate sponsors bailed, and there just wasn't enough money to fuel as dope of a festival as that, and you couldn't do it anymore. So it put everybody into these smaller little like we went back to the smaller venues and shit, and we were freestyle battling locally and just trying to scrape up money locally, cracking heads, you know, fucking somebody came out from college, ISU wants to battle in the big city, and bam, I took his $100, you know, like that. And then we went to like the written battle leagues, and then that was super hard in Chicago. And it's still super hard to get off, because for some reason there's still like this it's whack element. And I was like, it's not, it's a different type of the same sport, and it allows it to be more dynamic, and it's like almost like a UFC fight, like they know what's going to happen and shit, but you're not, you know, I don't have to watch that shit and go, all right, he's supposed to be freestyling and he's pulling the wool over my eyes. Now I can watch it and go, oh, if he freestyles during this, it's going to be dope. If he responds to that dude, it's going to be dope. If he says some shit about his punchline, it's going to be even more raw. So, and then I had brought up doing beat battles, like having the beats chosen out. Like you get 3 rounds, right? And they're all classic hip hop beats, right? And then like maybe 1 written round, if that, for overtime or something. And then have them mic'd up and do it live. And if you fuck your shit up, your round's over, bro.
Yeah.
Eat it. Like, that's it. And then do that. And now they're doing a form of that. And guess what? It's coming off dope. So I think that there is, because Chicago is so competitive, and Anacron talked about it too, about the unnecessary competitiveness of it.
Yeah.
It's not only that people don't want to work together and it's very cliquey because of the segregation in our city and neighborhoods and stuff. I mean, you could travel from one side to the next and it feels like a different country. But it's not just the not working together, it's like not supporting each other's ideas. Like, if you have a good idea, why am I not going to like put myself in line with that? Why am I so afraid to do that? You know, it's not wanting to see the other person succeed because you're not succeeding in what you're doing. Like, I don't have a high opinion of that guy. I don't want to, you know, and it's like, dude, some people started off as rappers and end up being corporate executive types and stuff, you know, like, work with them, man, work with their ideas and see where it takes you. I have a ton of homies that started off doing just regular rap shit, and they still like writing raps and stuff, but now they have families and bigger jobs and things like that. You look at a guy like the accomplishments of like a Big Once as a DJ, right? Like he was in my crew starting off, right? Like I was with him, not mine, but like what I belonged to, right? And then he would DJ shows with us, and we would go to Guitar Center battles with him, and like he was doing Scribble Jam and stuff. And now he's a fucking Red Bull US champion, like freestyle champion.
That's Big Ones.
Mind blowing.
Big ups.
Fucking mind blowing. Have you guys had him on here?
Oh no, not yet.
Direct contact to him.
Not yet. Yeah, let's get him. Yes, that's my brother.
fucking killer, dude. In Trentino, shout out Ambidextrix. Ambidextrix, like, dude, that's a huge thing that separates artists too, I think, from like the local, like, we were talking about like openers and direct support and headlining and shit, is putting together the stage show with a DJ who puts on a show. You know, like, what happened to that shit? I still do that shit. I have a DJ. Han Solo is the DJ that supports me on my set, and we work together. And like, without him, my set would be dog shit. Like, it would just be a CD playing. It would have no flavor to it. So shout out DJ Han Solo. That's DJ Han Solo, The Fundamentals, Red Cup Radio with J Norm from 606.
Speaking of which, Norm is checking in on our chat room. J Norm, what up? Al Tamper, what up?
What up? Shout out J Norm. Yeah, J Norm co-hosts the show with Audacity and DJ Han Solo on Wednesdays. I think it's Wednesdays. Yeah. So yeah, man, fucking love DJ. Chicago's a DJ city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Big time.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's not a lot of cities that'll just hand the radio station over to a DJ on a Friday night and a Saturday night.
Amazing.
They're just like, here, just play music that make people go. And they do.
I'm doing another, I'm bringing back the Jackpot. Did anybody else go to the Jackpot when I had it at Subterranean?
No.
I just happened to have another one here, guys.
Nice.
Another one that we used to do.
It's like you knew we were coming.
Infamous, shout out Tony Infamous, right? Did the artwork for this. If you look, this is the one for Pumpin' Pete's birthday party.
I remember that.
I used to do this at Subterranean. If you look, it looks like a scratch-off ticket.
Mm-hmm.
We would do bingo, right? And then we would have like the DJs spinning records and give away free drinks, and local artists can donate all their stuff to it, like releases or whatever that they might want put out, and then they can plug their music with the DJs that are spinning for that, right? We're going to have the ability to send your stuff in if you want it spun locally, because nobody's spinning records like that. So we're going to force it to be done and represent, and it's going to be, I think we're doing it in May 26th or something. Jory helped me book that. Jory helped out with the very beginning of that too. It's a Mood Swangz 606 Entertainment. The early ones were Beatles Studios also. Shout out, those guys helped us by giving us like studio time to give out and things like that as a promotion. For this time around, we're going to do it with DJs and let people represent themselves and come out and enjoy themselves without having shoved down their throat, but in a laid back environment to chill out. And it would pack, and it's a free event, and they come in and just enjoy themselves. This one just happened to be Mass Hysteria, Bosco, Water, and Alias, Unknown. And then I had Pumpin' Pete, Sean Rocca, Noble, DJ Noble, and it was hosted by me and Shadow Master. So that was super dope. So we're bringing that back, everybody.
Woo woo.
We're going to use it to promote shows at Subterranean. We're going to use it to promote local artists, and not at their cost.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yes, very awesome. And it will be mostly DJ oriented this time. Like this time around, we might have a special performance where somebody comes through and does a few songs for the crowd at an intermission or something. But for the most part, it'll be spinning local records.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. So.
Hell yeah. Any more questions, guys? I'm full of answers.
I want to change the change the subject real quick and see if you guys have been following it all. The 72-year-old that Ad2 put on for making some beats, and now that shit has blown up.
Yeah, the trap he makes trap beats.
Yeah,
get out.
Have you not seen that?
No, I need to be put on this instantly.
So I will share the link with you afterwards. But basically, Ad2, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Might have been within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ad2. So did this dude come by Haven? Is that what it was?
I don't know. I didn't see. I just read the.
Yeah. So Ad two is talking to this, is sharing this video of this 72-year-old who taught himself how to produce just like 5 years ago, and he's producing modern hip hop trap beats.
It's never too late, son.
And that shit blew up. Rolling Stone now has an article on him with an interview with him.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Crazy. So I haven't read all the details about how he got started or anything. I just knew that he put it out. It's crazy. So
Is he from here?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fucking awesome.
baby.
Yes. Sorry. Looking at the thing here. So yeah, 72-year-old man from Chicago went from an unknown amateur producer to a small viral phenomenon. He walked into Haven Studio with a simple mission: find someone to arrange and mix the beats his family and friends had written off as annoying.
Wow.
Go him.
He was using like little clips from Lawrence Welk and stuff. He was like, yeah, this is gonna kill him.
What's the producer's name?
His name is Arthur Dubois, but I don't know if he goes by I don't know if he goes by another name or what.
A Boogie.
They call him Dusty Pete.
Yo, that'd be a dope interview to have too.
That's killer.
Hell yeah.
Him, like, how long has he been making beats? Like
6 years. So
wow.
It's that easy then?
So he started when he was 66.
Boom. Boom.
Wow.
Oh,
Could you imagine he's walking around the house beatboxing and shit, and all his grandkids are like, "Boy, what's the matter with you? You need your puffer? What's going on?"
look at that. What a
Good
beauty. Unopened giraffe nuts.
Look at that.
Oh, damn.
Gravel Records. Unopened.
Look at you could have just said, let's change the subject back. Well, we were talking about this.
Oh man, he got too much plug already.
Swangz was like, no. We're here to talk about me.
Dude, my name's on this shit, bro. Like, that guy's gonna die anyway soon. This
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Hey,
so good.
eat them giraffe nuts. You know what? We're gonna put this up as the grand prize for the first night of bingo at the jackpot.
You know what? If you have another one of those, that would be nice to be in the archives.
Yeah,
in the archives, bro. Like it would be nice to have. So we'll talk to you about it. We'll definitely talk to you about it. Yep.
I think E. Brown's got a few at his house too, if you absolutely needed to bug him, but I got you.
Yeah, for sure. If he does have a couple, then I can hit him, because he's we're actually working on, I guess, Machine Wash is actually working on putting out his next album with Kenny Keys. So
very cool.
Album with him and Kenny?
Huh?
A full album with him and Kenny?
Yeah, the first. He already put out a full album with Kenny. It's called The Essentials.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't know if I knew if Kenny did
yeah,
that.
they're
tight. The Essentials album is Kenny and E. Brown.
Okay.
And then there's another one. There's an Essentials 2 coming out really soon. So Machine Wash.
Perfectly together, don't they?
Say that again?
I said they meld perfectly together.
They do. They do a good job. It was like a no-brainer for putting out, E. Brown and Kenny stuff. Like, it's pretty cool. So Machine Wash on Bandcamp, all of the stuff is there.
Yeah,
cool. Now I'll hit him up.
And E. Brown is like really crazy. Like, he works so hard at that shit. Like, if you ever been to his crib or something and you see where he works, like where he builds his music, it's like, yo, bro, like, you have, dude, I'm afraid he's gonna drown in records. Like, just crushed by the weight of records. He's really a master of his craft. In fact, the RA show this Friday, the 15th at Brower House at 5 p.m. is E. Brown's going to be on stage with me at one point, and so is Sarcastic.
Sweet.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So I'm always trying to reach in and like, into the scene and like pluck people that are dope. Hopefully I'll be doing some gigs soon. I want to get Blaze B out there too. Like Blaze B is dope as hell. So I don't know if you guys have seen him perform, but he's raw.
Can we? Is it too early to talk about the podcast that you were?
Oh, the stuff
talking
that I
about
want to work on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the room that I'm sitting in right now is under construction on the way for that. I'm probably going to make my house pretty accessible to it. I just want to have people that I know from different industries around local, and you know, if anybody's coming through that I know from another state or something. There's all sorts of different people that I've met that are just interesting through like the walks of life, right? I moved around so much. I have a large network of friends and family and acquaintances and people that I get along with. So I'd like to kind of just showcase my relationship with those people or what they do, you know, maybe do some fucking cooking, like whatever, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And just make it interesting. It's not really like a format. Like I want to take footage and just kind of compile it, figure out like how I'm going to release it every month. Probably just do a little episode here and there and bring people in, you know.
Well, it's a good thing that that you know me, because you can go to my YouTube channel and learn how to make a podcast.
There you go. See, that's going to help me out big time. Right now, I've just been sitting home scratching my balls and watching Joe Rogan. You're the king.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
but he ain't shit compared to me.
Just sit on him.
He ain't just shit.
You can't get your arms around me. I'll just sit on his ass. No, but for real, like I just, you know, I have a lot of people that I want to come through and do some stuff. There's people that I challenge to cook-offs constantly. You know, E. Brown is definitely one of those dudes. It's
Gotta be.
fucking master. So,
Yeah.
you know, we might be getting together and doing a cooking show with E. Brown. Who knows? Maybe like a Giraffe Nuts cooking show.
I'd be in on that.
Yeah, just fun shit, man. It doesn't have to be super serious or structured. Just, you know.
Hell no, it doesn't. That's a cool thing about living in today's day and age is it doesn't matter. Just make something. If you find it entertaining, there's at least one other person that's going to find it entertaining.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so.
And everything is just a good time.
I just don't mind showing a little bit of nipple here and there. You know?
We've heard.
If there's one Chicago artist that you haven't worked with yet that you really want to work with, who would that be?
Juice, get your verse done. Juice. I'm working on your verse, dude. Rasco, if you're out there, finish your verse too. You gotta get that done.
We are running out of shots fired here.
No,
I'm legit gonna.
No, we're not.
No. Not even from him. Like I'm frustrated that we don't have it. And if it was on a vinyl, we would have wore through the entire vinyl. Just shots fired. Pap,
No,
pap.
I want to get that track up. I have this really dope track. In fact, hold on. The hook on it ends in
Here we go.
fucking with the illest from the shot of California. But I need to get them on it, you know? I sent him the beat. Juice was down. I gotta hit him up with some ducats, you know? Give the man his ducats. I don't know.
His ducats.
Yes. Well, I didn't offer any ducats, so that's probably why it's taking so long.
I mean, ducats changes the game.
Ducats changes the game. All right, Juice, let's talk about ducats. Track done. Okay.
He just Juice just put a message in the chat room. He said, "Make the check payable to cash."
Yeah, right. To Midway. Make it a donation. No, there are plenty of artists from Chicago I haven't worked with yet. Griffin I owe him big time.
He's
I owe him his
Yeah.
work. So I've been sleeping on that. I got to get Griffin his music. Who else?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He just
man.
put out this long laundry list of people that didn't do their job, and lo and behold, looky.
What are you talking about? What did I miss? What was that?
You just got done putting people on blast saying,
Yeah.
finish your track.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
then you just got done saying you need to finish your track.
Yeah. See how
I'm building a to-do list.
Yeah, but see how
I'm gonna be your handler from here on out.
No.
Get your ass up.
The only reason I even asked what you said, like my body chose not to hear you, but we're live, so I have to. If you're standing out on the street, I'd be like already getting a beer and shit.
So good.
You can't tell me what to do. You want to be my manager? You want to manage this?
No.
No.
I don't know. I don't know if I have that much time left.
I'm the fucking Artie Lang of rap. I'm the Artie Lang of fucking Chicago hip hop.
Just watch your career a little bit more than him. What the fuck?
Yeah. So
Dude,
good.
I love this show, by the way. You guys have an excellent
We try.
I want to talk about that first time you went out and the first time you battle rapped. Like
the first time I battle rapped?
Yeah, like what's that like? Like what did you know about it? Did you like watch a bunch of YouTube videos?
It started talking shit, dude. You remember when we were kids? Like everybody always talks about the dozens and all the Yo Mama jokes and all that shit. That's where it started for me. Was when the Yo Mama jokes became like really, really big. You know, and they were putting out like books, like paperback books at Spencer's. How to call your friend's mom fat. Like, and then it just kind of worked its way into like going to house parties and shit, you know. And I think that like working it out with my homies and shit, like the people around me that like doing it, and we'd be skating and talking shit and rapping, kind of set me up to an unfair advantage against guys at like house parties that were wasted. You know, I got a lot of smelly fingers off battle rap. Let me tell you.
Whoa! Pause.
Yeah, I know it's terrible. Ain't it? I don't know, dude. Like doing house parties and then eventually like working my way into the Rancho Luna and all that kind of shit. That was scary as fuck. I got booed.
You got booed freestyle?
While he was trying to talk about someone's mama, he got booed.
I think looking back on it, I only think one person was booing. It was visual.
Here we go.
He was back there like fucking booing at me.
No one is safe on this show.
Is he even a rapper anymore? I'm still a rapper. I'm doing a show this weekend. Come through. Everybody come on. And I get to be on the Midway documentary and talk about how I'm still rapping.
Yeah. Still rapping. Dude. That's your new shirt. Still rapping.
Straight out of Skokie.
Still rapping. Oh, love it, man. So, Sean Doe, fucking hooking me up, man. A lot of thanks to you, homie. I never get to say that publicly enough. All the opportunities that he's provided for me and looked out for me and stuck up for me, and always been a pleasant individual.
Sean Doe is a pleasant individual?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Watch it.
Sometimes.
Watch it.
Oh, dude. The infamous Pugs record, Pugs Adams record.
Yeah, nice.
That
man of the people.
Yeah,
dude.
Is yours signed by Pugs? And does it say, "Yo, Swangz, you crazy," or what does it say? "Yo, Mood, you're crazy for knocking dude out."
Yo, so okay.
What?
So that's
no, don't go on the whole story. You can't incriminate me.
No, I'm not saying right. But
no locations or anything.
How long did that haunt you? How long did that story haunt you? Like, does it still haunt you today?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yo,
I don't know what happened, bro. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure my little brother was outside and he saw it, and I think we were talking about it the other day. Ill Subliminals was like, yeah, no, I saw everything, so I'm not gonna say anything else after that. But yeah,
Whoa,
yeah,
what a mess! What a mess! Chicago's a real hairy place sometimes, especially when you say very racially wrong things in front of people and they get angry about it. And their friends.
Catch one from a rapper real fast.
I was the original Antifa. I was the OG Antifa. Taking out gentrifiers.
That's right.
Yeah.
This Wicker Park, bitch.
Yeah, man. Tamper, dude, that guy is out there, man. Nicest guy on earth, but he'll bend a ring on their forehead like no other.
Yeah. Yeah, pick up Al Tamper.
Hey, Al, you watch out because he's bringing you with him.
Y'all act like he don't have that fist on his album for no apparent reason.
Yeah. I gotta admit it, dude. I don't think I've ever fucked with a breakdancer in my life. Like, just what's the point? Like, I can do a handstand. I'm not gonna punch harder than him.
No. They could just do a move and knock you out. Like, one good windmill.
Dude, the brickhead. Dude, brickheads, like, yo, just all the breaking that I've gotten to witness in Chicago too, like the amazing breakers that we have in this city, they're just, it's so dope. Like, Black Attack, fucking nasty. Like Crook's Crew, all those dudes are nasty. Like, man, that's like hugely influential for the battle scene and shit that we're a part of. In Chicago was like competitiveness with DJs and breakers too. It's always talked about MC battles. No, dude, there are a lot of breakers here that are dope. Like, dude, how many times did they win Scribble?
Right. Like all of them.
Yeah, like all of them. I don't remember. I think it was like all of them. Dude, it might have only been one or something. I know there was something about like bags getting stolen. Scribble was always fun for drama, man.
Yeah.
Going on stage and getting copyright knocked out. That was funny. That was a good one. That's in print, dude. Icon the Mic King named me in print.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And, nothing against copy, but he was kind of a dick that day in the crowd. And so I went on stage. I remember I was battling this dude E-Dub, and I said, who wants to see E-Dub get, or I was like, you sloppy, right? Who wants to see E-Dub get beat up like copyright in a lobby fight? And the whole crowd was like, ah! Ooh, ooh, ah! And then Icon was hosting on stage, and apparently they had some kind of a disagreement before this over business. Like he got ripped off by copy or something. So he's like, yo, I know that you guys are booing because of this, but yo, anybody who disses copyright's cool in my book or whatever. And then they instantly went off stage, out the doors, and copyright got knocked out. I became part of Scribble Jam history.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at things now. Like all that shit that happened to me when I was younger, like he's still putting out dope records. I was I was fortunate enough to work with King Dom from ODOT early on and do a joint with him. So all said, or all, what is it? All's fair in love and war kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, like we're over it now. I got played out by people too. I've had beefs and stuff. There was like the infamous Vinny Paz Ill Bill incident at Subterranean, and it's easy, dude. Like I tell people all the time, it's not really hard to recover as long as you're authentic. Like if you're authentic and you just go and do your shit, like nothing's going to stop you. Nothing stopped those guys. Nothing's stopping me on my progress in life, So it's just an unfortunate circumstance that happens to go its separate ways or whatever. And we all learn from that kind of shit. I've definitely had bad experiences. I've lost battles. Like, dude, oh man, I fucking lost battles. I lost that one against Fresco. My grind time appearance, the first one. That put me on a catastrophic fucking journey to battling bums. Like they made me battle bums after that. They were like, oh, these are bums. I was like, fuck, man. I just knocked myself out of the top seeded ranking. But yeah, I got to battle Thesaurus at Jerry's. And that was fucking dope. You can check it out on YouTube. be putting out music hopefully this year. You're seeing it trickle out now, like the EC release and stuff. So I made Battle again. They're trying to set up something with No Coast. Shout out No Coast Battle, No Coast Rap Battle League, and Ray Myers and his wife. Those guys really put together a good thing. Their whole staff over there do really good shit with battles. So if you haven't been to a live battle in Chicago, you should go check out No Coast because they're still actively doing it.
That would be something I wouldn't mind seeing. So
yeah. So what else you guys want to cover?
I think it might be.
I got so much more, bro. Tip of the iceberg.
This or that, this or that, this or that, this or that.
Mood Swangz. This or that. Burgers or chicken nuggets.
Burgers.
That's why
That's what you said, right?
Big ass and shit.
No.
Just kidding. I'm playing.
Remember Mr. You remember the Mr. Beef burgers? They have one over on Ogden and Berwyn. Like it's like a Portillo hamburger, right? That's what a Chicago hamburger is like to me. Like if you were gonna put like a Chicago dog in a traditional like char burger, like on that's the shit right there. Chicken nuggets are for,
Okay. Well, remind me at the end of the show to show you the picture that I'm looking at.
I was already talking to my homie about how you accentuate certain people's things about them. Like if you have a big nose, look out. It's like it's going down.
Mood Swangz, this or that.
Yo.
EC or Akbar?
EC all day.
Wow. That was without hesitation.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm team EC. You can't fuck with that. You can't break that shit, bro. You can't. You see that? Throw your shit. Are you crazy? Dude, we didn't even get into it, G. Hold up. Yo.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on,
son. Out of here.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
What else do we got by EC? There's a Blue Oyster Cult record behind him. I just grabbed a stack of stuff. Shout out Matlock. You guys didn't even ask me about what vinyl I've been on besides the fucking Rhyme Spitter shit. Cop that Matlock and Mr. Green with Mood Swangz on that shit.
That's
Dude,
dope.
I still have Green records, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You need stuff for your archives, G?
Yo, yeah. Set a couple aside.
Mr. Green. Shout out Matlock. Let's see. EC Illa. EC. We got, dude, you didn't even talk about my Outsiders connection. One. And
let's talk about it now. How are you connected to Outsiders?
Well, Pace and I got up, I don't know, back in like 2004. And the first people to vouch for me, Pace one. The first people to vouch for me with Pace were another EC, by the way. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking through my shit here. I'll get to the question in a second. I'm so excited to look through my EC shit. All right. Erratic saw me battle at the All City Battle where I was doing really well. That's where I battled Disaster the first time. And then they were like, yo, you're cold. And I was like, dude, I've been trying to do this, and this. And then I went to my homie's house, and there was a joint called Keep On, I think by the Outsiders. Keep on, keep on, right? Okay. So like I took out Young Z's verse. We took the record and recorded it into like the program that we were recording into, and then chopped out Z's verse and inserted the instrumental, mixed it together. I rapped over it and inserted myself into the song, and then said, give that to Pace and let him hear it. And Pace was like, I'm down instantly. So like we just clicked. Like he came out here 2015 and stayed with me for a little bit, and then we did the show at RA at Subterranean, and Mike One was there. Shout out Mike One. Love you. Miss you.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was was pretty fucking phenomenal having Pace one stay at the house and got to listen to all those old stories and news stories, and his music is fucking super dope. I got him on the new record, Ambidextrix on the cuts, me and Rory Sparrow on the beat. And then shout out my guy Rory Sparrow, been there for me. He was my best friend and yeah, does my beats. He was in the same crew with us in Earmint and everything too. So if you think Earmint, Spectacular Diagnostics is a beast on the beats, Rory Sparrow is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, so that's how I got hooked up with Pace, and then that's my Outsiders connection, and that was super fun. Like working with him is fucking amazing. Yeah. In fact, hold up. You can hear it?
Yo, Swangz, what up?
Oh, there it is.
Yo, that track you said, that's that Killer Be Kill shit. It's that fucking Killer Be Kill shit, that real shit. That make you hungry and build shit. That keep money, make a couple of mil shit. That gets so fucking lit that you forget how to feel shit.
It's a lead. Here, bro. I'll even give you guys the treat. Here. I'll give you the treat. A little bit of ambidextrix.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What else we got in here? Here it goes.
It's quite essential. I have to live up to my potential.
Yeah.
Eventually, artist of the century. So when you mention me, put hashtag hip hop history for all the work that I put in with Mr. Green, the outside is Red Man and Mr. Cream, and Eminem boy, I'm fresh like Listerine, I'm fresh like Colgate.
What year did this come out?
It's not out yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's a clip, guys. You're not getting the rest of it.
Exclusive.
One for the money, 3 for City, 4 for Chicago. Shout out to Nicholas Peters, worked with Rhyme Spitters and Buttervision, did a lot of our battle filming. He did a lot of the video for it, which is coming out, it's got live footage of us doing the track together at Subterranean. It's got like people on stage. King Magnetic was on stage. Shout out King Mag for being at that show too. Love King Magnetic and those guys over out there in Philadelphia. And then what else we got? Allentown. I think they're from Allentown, right? Anyhow, fucking yeah. I don't know. That video is dope. We also had Stuck, Air Crew Stuck, Graffiti Stuck, did artwork in the video and live footage of him doing the name of the song and our tag in between 2 tags and shit. And he left. He was doing Sports Center. He was doing like the Cubs logo for the World Series thing, and then like left there and then came and did our video. And it's the song is called One for the Money, WON, One for the Money, like Pace One.
That's dope.
Very exciting. Dude, if I died tomorrow, I'd be happy with all the shit that I've done related to music.
That's cool.
I have no regrets about any of that shit, except for maybe not showing Carlos a second nipple.
Yeah,
How do you want to
You better not put
About
that
as bad as that Rhyme Spitters cover.
choose your words carefully?
that's
dude. That Rhyme Spitters
but
cover.
you know me, that shit does not affect me at all. I don't give a damn. Give the people what they want.
Dude, I have so many punk records here and stuff. Jeez, I'm looking through everything. Oh man, so much exciting things. So many exciting things.
I didn't get my this or that in yet. Looking around your room, is it Leonardo or Donatello or Michelangelo or Raphael?
Wrath for me, but
And can I say, are those from the movie?
Yeah.
From the original movie.
Yeah, and then I got this guy who's like an original Mirage shredder. That's like a $500 statue, easy.
You're a nerd.
You're a fucking nerd.
It's amazing. No, my man took me around his house. He gave me a tour of his house. I was like, holy shit. He goes, yeah, my wife is cool with it too. I was like, ooh, you better keep her.
Skeletor.
That's dope.
Skeletor going.
Somebody worse than Risky.
I've got, what do I have over here? Spider-Man and Venom. These things are like 40 pounds, so I can't move them, guys. I'm just going to have to do this with you. I'm going to have to move the computer, show these people here some of this stuff because I don't want to grab it. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Get your big Spike Lee on.
That's a huge Venom statue right there and a big forehead. You see that forehead? That statue is almost as big as my forehead.
Big ass statue.
We got I don't know if you guys can see the Terminator back there in front of the
that's dope.
Poster. And then there's the Spider-Man. Superman doesn't get much play, but Lobo does. He gets all his play over here. The don't do drugs, eat pizza. Like say no to drugs, eat pizza. Ninja Turtles stuff. I don't know. These are the guys from the movie. They're like 19 inches. Like me.
Stupid.
Look out, ladies. I'm going to destroy your abdomen. Yeah, I got like Freddy and Jason. Dude, my prized possessions are I got some really dope Predator guys over here. I don't really like moving them though. I can, but dude, I got so much shit in here, Spawn stuff and everything, skateboards. Like, dude,
speaking of Spawn, I just went over my little cousin's crib. And I walked in. I hadn't been in there in years, and I walked in, and I saw two of my OG Spawn posters up. I was like, "Holy shit!" He was like, "Yeah, I found it in that room." I wanted to be like, "Give me back my damn posters."
Did you look on eBay and see if you could cop like a reprint?
Yeah, no, I'm getting my posters back. And you know how when somebody pins up posters, they take like regular tape and then just put it on the side, fuck up the poster. I'm like, luckily those posters are laminated.
Dude, I will. Christ. That just kills me to even think about that. Like, I frame everything.
Yeah.
Everything goes into a frame. I've got, man, I didn't even get to pull out some of those old records, but I do have some cool ones here. This one's a classic for me. What is that? Or this way. Here it goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Danzig.
Yeah, produced by Rick Rubin on Deaf American.
Yep.
So the kids at work were like, dude, these drums are crazy. I've heard metal before, but these drums are crazy. And I was like, that's Rick Rubin drums, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what they sound like when you get a good drummer and you get a dude with an ear like that on a record. And that's why everything he does sounds like rock and roll.
Very true.
So what's up with my picture, bro?
Look at you trying to direct. Look at you trying to direct this goddamn show, boy.
It is about that time, though.
People are getting impatient. You better. You better.
Okay.
Maybe
well, if you guys are ready for picture, if people are looking for you online, where can they find you?
xvideos.com, YouPorn.
Stupid.
Porntube. Reddit, if you want some really hardcore shit. You can find me on Bandcamp at
18inchesdeep.com.
You can catch me on bandcamp.com/ what is it? Moodswangs.bandcamp.com or whatever. I don't fucking know. Whatever. It's Moodswangs.
Bandcamp.com.
MOODSWANGZ. But also, if you just want to be cool about it like me, you can go to moodswangs.com.
Boom.
With an A and a Z, guys. With an A and a Z. Moodswangs.com. And there's actually free music on there right now that you can download.
What?
Yeah. You can go
You
on
know
there.
what I'll do? Oh, I'll explain it later.
Sure.
Hey, Sean Doe.
Yo,
If people are looking for you online, where can they find you?
they can find me on those internets at DJ SEANDOE, Instagram and Twitter, and under my name, Rasan Shondo Hawkins on Facebook.
Excellent. All right. I am going to let Ryan do the wrap up of the entire show.
I got something to say. Everybody, this weekend, be safe. You know, it gets wild out there in them streets on March 16th, St. Patty's Day. Be careful, everybody. Be safe. Party well. I got to work from 8 a.m. I got a DJ from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. So I see you out.
Shondo going to be at Sweet Lounge?
I might be at Sweet Lounge. I'm going to be at 25 Degrees and at Sweet Lounge. So I'm just going to be giving these people what they need. So it'll be cool.
And if you don't want to spend your weekend surrounded by drunken mix, you can come see me over at Brower House on Friday, you know, rocking with R.A. the Rugged Man.
We were doing so well up until that point.
I'm just fucking around. Come on. Take a joke.
Oh, my God. Oh, hey.
Take an interview, but you can't take a joke?
I'm joking.
Oh, good job.
With that being said,
No, not with that being said.
Hey, if you go to coconutjustice.com, that's going to bounce you over to my YouTube channel. Hey, this just in. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention at all, but there's a lot of cholos out there. If you fall under that flag, if cholos, Chicanos, whoever the hell, if you know who Beer Run Bobby is, me and Beer Run Bobby are getting together. He has his own radio show and he does these prank calls. I'm animating the prank calls.
Nice.
So you can go to youtube.com/coconutjustice and check. There's 2 of them up there, but I'm going to continue to work on some. But yeah, I know there's at least 1 or 2 of you motherfuckers that watch this show that know what the hell I'm talking about. That being said, if you follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/coconutjustice, you're going to be able to see this thing.
You're such a fucking dick.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Why
son.
do I look like Pickle, bro?
We make it rain chicken nuggets, son.
Make me look like Pickle. You're a dick. That's a terrible photo. I don't even have a mustache.
We make it rain chicken nuggets, son.
You're a terrible dick. I know what photo you took that from. That's the one where fucking Matlock's got me holding up fried chicken or something wings over at Beetle Studios. You're such a dick.
Bye now, son.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah.
I was flipping through all your pictures. I saw this one. I
way
was
more
like,
handsome.
oh, that's magic.
Oh, you're such a prick, bro. Oh, I'm gonna get you back so bad.
That's super awesome.
I love
Yo,
your
so one thing that I have been starting to do is with all of these pictures.
RA shoes on.
With all these pictures that I've been doing for Midway, I'm starting to record the process and talk about it and brag about the people that I've met and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Mood Swangz, is I'm going to go ahead and go to bandcamp.com/moodswangs. And I'm going to grab some of your music if it's all right. And I'm going to drop it into the background as I talk about this picture.
Oh, it's such a hard ass picture. Dude, those look like my grandpa's shoes. What the fuck? You could have gave me some J's.
I was on a time crunch. What I'll do is I will get it. I'll give you some J's.
Dude, I got the fattest cheeks and neck ever. I knew you were gonna get me. Oh boy, is that amazing.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so I have to shout him out again because he's the homie. DJ Han Solo will be with me this weekend. So if anybody's coming out, you will be looking for the dope ass DJ, and you'll be finding me next to him
with some chicken nuggets.
With no, God, dude, that is the most unflattering fucking. Can you bring the cheeks in? Jesus Christ!
That's pretty
Wow,
awesome.
I look like fucking dude. Look at that, DJ Pickle all day.
So good.
Shout out DJ Pickle. I love you, son of a bitch. I just saw him recently too. He's awesome.
Yeah,
You know what I was gonna do? I was gonna put a mic coming out of his pants, like that album cover. But then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and cool out a little bit.
That would have been really good though. You would have like double got me. This is like this is a 70s show burn. Ooh, burn!
Oh.
I'm
You can find the director Ryan Brockmeyer 278 Media on Twitter and Instagram. The number is 278 and Media.
That's
Midway,
right.
Midway Doc across the board. Midway DOC. Check us out. Support, share,
Shut up.
all
You
that
guys are
stuff.
fucking amazing.
Boom, son.
That was you just wrapped everything up for me. Like you took my abuse. How long has it been? How long have we been on here? 2 hours. You took my abuse for like 2 hours, and then you just slammed me back.
Wait
That's a Monday
for
night
it.
game.
Wait for it.
Fuck, man. Wow.
All right. With that being said, shout out to Doug Infinite for supplying us with the intro music. Sure microphones for the microphones. Jory, Al Tamper, Pause Lyrics, and everybody else that was watching tonight.
Shout out,
And we will be back next week with our guest, I believe, is Artec next week.
It is our tech. Wait, what? Oh, yo, I gotta get one shout out. Shout out to my big brother Mikey. I know he's watching. Big ups.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
sorry, Mike.
I gotta give like
Hey, Mike, you could have been watching The Bachelor right now.
Oh, yeah. All right. With that being said, until next week, peace out, y'all.
Later, y'all.
rock on.